Hey, wow, what a time, huh? Welcome, here we are. Welcome to Sam Roberts Now. Happy lonely Friday night. The #1 show anywhere. What else is on a Friday night? Especially at this hour. Come on. Sam Roberts Now is here. Happy lonely Friday, everybody. It's the loneliest name in late night. What do I got to be so excited about? The loneliest show on the internet. Here we are. And I'm glad that you all are here. I see you already. You've been waiting patiently if you're watching live. We're starting a little later than usual. Lots of stuff on TV, I had to keep up with while this was on. But don't worry, we're here now. That's the point. Notebook was upside down. I'm disheveled. I'm a mess. It's ridiculous, but we're all here together to experience it all at the same time, and here to help us experience all of that. The one and only Hot Dog has returned on the big screen. How you doing tonight, Hot Dog?
Super lonely. You know me.
Super lonely.
Super lonely on a Friday night. Some technical difficulties starting the show.
Technical difficulties? Whose technical difficulties?
Oh, we started a little bit late. I figured it was some technical difficulties.
Yeah, I couldn't get my eyes off the TV. That was a technical difficulties. Well, I was watching Bar Rescue. What do you guys think? Come on.
Well, your episode?
Yeah, it's a great episode. I'm like, I remember being in the bar, but I'm like, does it get rescued? I left. I was out of Florida by then. I don't know if it got rescued. I found out. Yes, it did.
10 o'clock. Bar rescue time.
Bar rescue. They're like, it's not even on. I got it DVR'd. What do you want from me? I got Paramount Plus. What do you think? Huh? I'm watching things on my schedule. Wow. I'm telling you, man. I tweet about it a lot. Some of you guys are wrestling fans. Some of you guys are not wrestling fans. But it says can't hear Hot Dog at least. That doesn't. I don't think so. Hot Dog's in my headphones.
That's only one comment. Let's see.
You do seem a little low, actually. Keep talking.
Yeah. Check. 1 and
No,
2.
just a little low. Let me see.
Turn my headphones up.
There it is. I have no snare in my headphones.
What?
Okay, you should be good now.
Thank you, sir.
More or less, anyway. As good as it's gonna get. Well. It says Hot Dog sound is echoing. Hot Dog, what do you got?
Oh.
It's probably your mic.
It's what? Oh, what? You can hear me just fine, right?
FFC, I can hear you fine. FFC Film says Sam was watching F-Boy Island. Yeah. Somebody said that they thought we were late because I was jumping on the bed.
And someone said if my audio is low, just leave it like that. So that's...
Yeah, Not Funny says, I hear him. Turn him down. Which I think your screen name is lying. All right, so here we are. Super Chat's already coming in. Don't forget, every Super Chat gets read here on Sam Roberts Now, so that's the rule of the show. What I was saying was I tweeted about it a lot. We talk about it a lot. Some people love it. I mean, pro wrestling is a very polarizing thing. I have found in my experiences that people either love it and they want to hear only about pro wrestling, or they hate it and they don't want to hear anything about pro wrestling. But I'm telling you right now, pro wrestling is about to get cool again. I'm just sitting there. I literally there's 2 channels of cool shit happening on a Friday night. Like, how blessed are we? How blessed are we? Like, there's just so much, and we're going into SummerSlam weekend. What are you doing tomorrow? Oh, there's cool shit on tomorrow. Hey, how about Sunday? Oh, there's some more cool shit. Monday? Oh, there's cool shit I have planned. What about Tuesday? Cool shit? We're going to get till Thursday before there's no cool shit. That's amazing. It's
The
Friday.
business is thriving. The entire business is thriving.
It's wild. And I said
Yeah.
this was going to happen, by the way. People were like, no, I love wrestling. You could tell because I'm talking about how it's going to fail. Oh, okay. You're a cool fan, man. You must be fun to hang out with. Yeah, man.
It must just be the post-Rona.
Yeah. The indies are thriving. That's the other thing. You got the Fight app or one of these apps that stream indie wrestling. You got even more cool shit to watch. It's unbelievable. Oh, I love it. I love it. What a time. And you're just like, what the hell is gonna happen next? If you cover,
it's been a great year of crazy bad shit.
It's every day. Yeah. I mean, bro, when I'm sitting there, and I tweeted about this, but it's true. When it's 2021, and there's a nationally, not like a tailored for you. When I say something's trending, I'm not looking at the For You section of Twitter. I'm not sitting there going like, oh, it says it's not trending. It's For You. There's 30 tweets about it. You just happen to look at that topic a lot. You have to click over.
My old boss used to say that all the time.
Hey,
looks like we're trending.
You're not.
No.
It's tailored. like I don't care if you're tailor trending. That's not a thing. Anybody can tailor trend. I'm talking about when you click over. It's one click removed. And you click over and you go, what's the national trends? And I'm sitting there. This was like maybe a month or two ago. And Bubba Ray Dudley's opinion on some wrestling thing, I don't even remember what it was a nationally trending topic. There were so many people offended in 2021 by what Bubba Ray Dudley said on the radio that it was a national trend. And I'm like, if this is where we're at, wrestling is in for a huge boom period. It's amazing.
Wrestling Twitter is huge. Huge.
Wrestling Twitter is huge. I hang out in there sometimes. I check out what's going on. They don't like me in there.
Get out.
They don't like me. They don't like me. And then I ask for specifics. They go, well, you're a shill. I go, give me specifics. And they're like, Bianca Belair. And I'm like, you know what? I got to get out of this conversation.
Okay,
I got to step out of this.
Give me 2 reasons. Give me 2
Yeah.
reasons.
And by the way, the Bianca Belair thing doesn't apply to your argument, but I don't want to get into mud with that one. I don't want to get in the weeds with that. You guys are still pissed about that. Yeah. I mean, it's great. It's literally the only thing that's making me feel better about how bad sneaker culture is. I'm so glad I'm so invested in both cultures. Sneaker culture is terrible. People are like, why are there no new episodes of Not Shoes? It's because what am I going to do? Do a YouTube show with you and Reed about all the shoes none of us bought? Like,
you got a W recently, though. I saw you post something.
I did. They're over there. I was excited about it, but it was like you didn't win Travis Scott's W.
It's consolation prize.
Exactly.
We don't want that.
Exactly. I'm not sitting here bragging about a consolation prize. I know what you're doing too. We'll give you this one. So for the next 6 months, you keep clicking that thing every Saturday thinking you're going to win and you're not. I know what's going on.
Okay. Toxic relationship. Don't say I never did nothing for you.
It's so toxic. Meanwhile, you got wrestling over here. This is why, sneaker culture is looking at me like, huh? Because I'm looking back over my shoulder at wrestling culture going like, oh. Because every day they're like, how's this little tidbit for you? How's this for a rumor? How's this for a match? I'm watching SmackDown going like, okay, there's a big thing about to happen on the other show. And then on SmackDown, Roman Reigns goes, how about I put my career on the line at SummerSlam? And I'm like, oh, shit, this is great. But just watching John Cena and Roman Reigns go back and forth like a couple of goddamn legends that they are. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So much fun, man. It's a fun time. But I think that every fandom culture is like that, Every fandom culture has their ups and their downs. And when they don't like you, they don't like you. I didn't realize really until this year what a tremendous fandom culture Jeopardy had. That Jeopardy had this whole, there's so many people that are so invested in this game show that comes on at what? 7 every night. You know how I know it comes on at 7? Because 7 o'clock is for the intelligent people and 7:30 is for the idiots. You know what comes on at 7:30?
What?
Wheel of Fortune. It's for the idiots. Nobody. Yeah. Yeah. Everybody that watches Wheel of Fortune are the ones that need to feel better after not getting anything right watching Jeopardy. Like trying to play along with Jeopardy and hoping that the Tom Hanks category comes up. Shakespeare's sonnets. Fall foliage. The process of photosynthesis. Tom
Can we get
Hanks.
a wheel in here?
Yeah. Which is one of the boxes bankrupt? Tom Hanks movies and clinical psychology. Oh, I hope they go to Tom Hanks. I'll take Tom Hanks. Except then they go to Tom Hanks for 1,000, and you're like, no, too rich for my blood. I can't handle that. I'm hoping, we'll get some references to the movie Big around 400, but let's be honest.
They still fuck you over.
Of course they do. Of course they do, because Big is in the 200 category. You can't answer a $400 question about the movie Big. You don't know it like that. What's his character's last name? Fuck. Damn it. God damn it.
Can you ask me another one? Can I answer another one?
How about what's the dog's name in Turner and Hooch? Turner. No. God damn it. It's obviously Hooch. Ah! What actor plays the drummer? What actor plays the drummer in that thing you do? Obviously Tom Hanks, right? Nope. Ah! Why not?
I didn't know how invested I was into Jeopardy until this week. This is the week I found out how deeply invested.
Of course it is, because this is the week that there's drama.
And I'm all in.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't believe as they were doing this guest host thing that people were really invested. They were like, that person is not fit. Like, you know who I want to be the permanent host of Jeopardy?
Who?
Joe Buck. There's nobody on TV that I love more than Joe Buck. And maybe it's because I relate to it. Just anytime he says anything on the public airwaves, it pours down hatred upon him. Just somehow Joe Buck shows up, and every person that's ever existed woke up choosing violence that day. Everybody is just raining hate down on Joe Buck because he's like, hey, I'm Joe Buck. I'm here to host Jeopardy. Oh, fuck him.
Fuck you.
Yeah. And I'm like, God, I love it. I love it. And it doesn't affect him at all. He's broadcasting at the Super Bowl. People are like, I used to love the Super Bowl until Joe Buck showed up. And then he's like, I'll catch you again at the World Series. What? There he is at the World Series. My favorite team is in the World Series. I was excited. And then I heard Joe Buck. God, Joe Buck.
So did he actually guest host Jeopardy while they were doing this whole thing?
People were furious. It was so much fun. I was looking at the trending topics, as I tend to do. And Joe Buck, this was a few weeks ago, and Joe Buck showed up. And it was literally people going, I've liked every guest host except Joe Buck. If Joe Buck is the host of Jeopardy, it's the one thing that would make me stop watching this show. Like, just so much Joe Buck hatred. And yeah, I guess, like, I mean, what do you think would happen if they pulled me in to host Jeopardy? It'd be the same thing. I don't know. I'd never heard of this Sam Roberts guy, but there's something about his face that makes me go, he sucks. That's exactly how it would happen. People were mad that I was on After the Bell this week. It's a wrestling podcast.
What's going on there? Again?
Oh, how much did he pay to get on this show? Yeah, so I think it's just because I relate to it, but I love, because it's not the same as like other people who go out there specifically trying to get the negative attention, which some of them I like Stephen A. Smith I enjoy, even though he's giving the takes on purpose. Like, he's saying stuff that he knows is going to agitate people, and then they get agitated, but he does it so well. I like him. I like Skip.
He wakes up in the morning and before he goes on air, he goes like, what am I going to say today?
Yeah. And he goes, well, my actual opinion is this, but nobody's going to get mad at that. So I'll make one up. Skip Bayless, same thing. Just says turdy stuff, and it's great. But there's something special about the energy that a person can get when they don't have to do that anymore. Maybe that's why I respect it. Because when you just get that reaction without even having to work at it anymore, that's when it's like, no, you're on another level. Like, I mean, when I do NXT pre-shows now, and I'm in the host role now. I'm not even in an analyst role anymore. I'm just like, welcome to the Capitol Wrestling Center. And it's like, ugh. Did you hear what he just said? What an idiot. And I'm like,
I mean, anytime you're doing a show and I see you trending on Twitter,
let's go, baby.
I go, oh boy. Before I click it, I go, oh boy.
Do you go, oh boy, or do you go, oh boy?
Look, yeah. A little bit of both, yeah.
Yeah. I don't mind it. I like it. But I knew the fix was in. This was before the scandal even hit. I don't think the scandal is a real scandal, personally. Mike Richards, like, they hired a bunch of celebrities to do guest host jobs once Alex Trebek died. Because they were like, we don't know what we're going to do with Jeopardy. They brought in LeVar Burton was a favorite that everybody had. People really wanted LeVar Burton to win the job. Aaron Rodgers was brought in. People really wanted Aaron Rodgers to be the new host of Jeopardy. But, like, all these people were brought in. Even I think people like Savannah Guthrie. I think people were like, okay, I'd like Savannah Guthrie to be the new host of Jeopardy.
Or the record holder for Jeopardy. What's his name?
Well, Ken Jennings. But then they started. They found his old podcasts and like tweets. They got him on the tweets. Which, by the way, like, it's not like on Jeopardy you're freewheeling with opinions that you've thought of and brought to the table. All you have to, you just announce the categories. Like, it doesn't matter. You're not going to bring the offensiveness to Jeopardy. All you have to do is read the categories. Like, what could you possibly do on Jeopardy that would be, like, bad for the children, you know? But people did. Like, people who could look past his weirdness on Twitter and podcasts. They liked him. You're right. That was a name that they were throwing out, going like, Ken Jennings could be the man. It's also like, I also think it's weird. You know, it's one thing when they're like, wow, a football player makes a good football analyst because they know what it's like to have been on the field. And that's true. You know, they offer a different insight. But I don't know that you need to be a Jeopardy grand champion to host Jeopardy. Like, you don't need to know the answers to the questions. You know,
or it doesn't go the other way. Like, just because a football player could be a good football analyst, but a football analyst can't be a good football player.
You don't think a football analyst could be a good? I don't know what you're saying, dude. I don't even think you know what you're saying. I think after you said that, you realize, like, oh, this is a stupid point.
No. I mean, just because you're good at it, you can't translate it the other way around.
Look, I don't know what you're talking about. What I'm saying is, how could you make the transition from analyst to player? You would have had to go to college to be in broadcasting. And then by the time you get to the NFL, you'd be in your 30s. Who in their mid-30s with no training would go, oh, I'll be a football player?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
But if you're on Jeopardy, there's no age limit to hosting Jeopardy.
Well, okay, all right. Well, if we're going to go... Let's not delve deep into my things that don't make sense if you delve deep into, okay?
Yeah, because if you're going to host Jeopardy, you could quit the job and then play. You'd still be a good contestant. You'd be a great contestant.
Okay, maybe I didn't think that one through entirely.
You'd actually be a much better. It's the opposite of what you said. You'd be a much better contestant at Jeopardy if you had had experience hosting it. Right. Much better.
I didn't. Okay, well, you got me, Sam.
What I'm saying is to. Yeah, I'm saying the opposite of what you're saying. You're like, yeah, like this, right? And I'm like, no, not at all. But Ken Jennings still, his name was in there. And then this guy, Mike Richards, does a week. And I'm like, who? What? Michael Richards? You let him host Jeopardy?
Wow.
Kramer? After what he did in that,
that's awesome.
That's what you guys are really trying. Oh, Mike Richards. Oh, it's different. Oh, because I was about to say.
Same scandals.
You better make sure that audience. Yeah, basically, right? Better make sure that audience stays quiet. So Mike Richards was the executive producer of Jeopardy.
The boss.
Yeah. I think he's got there in like 2015, 2016, something like that. Only a couple of years ago. Which, by the way, I got no problem with anybody making a transition from executive producer to host of a show. I think it can actually turn out really well sometimes. Sometimes it can turn out really well. But also, as soon as they let the EP host a week of shows, and he's not a celebrity, and he's not like Gelman, like Regis's producer Gelman, he would talk about him all the time. He would show him on camera. Gelman, what was I supposed to say here? And Gelman would go, oh, Reg. But like Alex Trebek was never like, Mike Richards, what was I supposed to do here? What was the answer to that question, Mike Richards? Like he wasn't a character on the show. So.
We all know Mike. Yeah.
Yeah, no, we don't. So I started to get suspicious, though, when he popped in, because I was like, oh, is this guest host thing a ruse? And then I started, putting my mind together, knowing what they were trying to do. And here's my theory. Especially after they make this announcement. They announced that Mike Richards, after all the celebrities that they went through, all the favorites, nobody was like, Mike Richards is the guy. I didn't read that at all. But after all the favorites, believe it or not, they decided to stay in-house, which is shocking. I mean, it's so rare when a company like posts a job, and I mean, it literally is. When you see a job posting online, and you find out that this job posting online was really just a formality. They're staying in-house. Like, how many times? That happens all the time with every job imaginable. It's like, can we just hire this guy to do it? No, we do have to post it. Yeah, but then, like, all these people are going to think that they might get this job. I know, but whatever, right? And you're like, all right.
Yeah. Right.
So do we have to interview people? Yeah, you do. Yeah, you're going to have to interview a few. Just, like, there's, like, a minute. Like, you're going to have to interview, like, 5 or 6 people.
Just waste their time. Just waste their time.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah, and who knows? If you find somebody, if we find somebody we really like, can we bring them on? No. We're definitely giving it to this guy. Oh, okay. We're going to keep it in-house. Oh, okay. Yeah, so, like, my spidey senses start going off immediately when they announce that the EP is going to be the host of the show. Oh, you guys are keeping it in-house? Oh, you just decide that just now? Like, just now. Like, after all the guest hosts. Now. You're like, oh, Aaron Rodgers would have been good. But, he's going to stay with the Packers, so we'll probably go with Mike Richards. Now, they did say co-host. They said
he doesn't have the tangibles that Mike Richards does.
Intangibles.
Tangibles. Intangibles?
Of course it's intangibles.
Tangible. Okay. All right.
Tangible is something that, yeah, a tangible, like tangible means you can feel it.
Right.
Intangible means you can't feel it. Like a tangible you can define. An intangible you can't define. The intangible it factor. But the tangible it factor would be like, no, it's his shirt. I see it. It's definitely the shirt. Anybody that wears that shirt.
Maybe he's got some big cojones on him.
Like,
that's a tangible.
No, like if it were a tangible, it would have to be literal large testicles. Like not a bravado. It would be literally large testicles. And they were like, well, we could see in the suit. I don't know. It may be a medical problem. He's got larger than average testicles.
We could see the figure on.
Yeah.
His pants are tight.
We're gonna have to put him behind a desk. We're gonna have to, because it's offensive. We can't have that on network television. So when they keep it in house, tangible, the tangibles. Well, I'd like to think that I bring a lot to the table as well as the tangibles. I hope you've said that in job interviews.
I like to come to the show and before I take it outside.
Good. Yeah. It's probably smart. So my theory is that this guy gets the job, and then they announce it's a co-host thing, but it's not really a co-host thing. They announced that Mayim Bialik, TV's Blossom. They say she's from Big Bang Theory too, but I only know her as TV's Blossom. Mayim Bialik. They said she's going to be the co-host. And I was like, what does that mean? There's going to be 2 of them hosting the show? No. Mayim Bialik is going to host like the tournaments and the specials. But the nightly duties of hosting Jeopardy are going to Mike Richards. And I was like, okay, so Mike Richards got the job. And I believe that they made a huge mistake. I think that they thought that if we just put Mike Richards in the chair right after Alec Trebek dies, people aren't going to accept it because it's not Alec. They said, what we need to do is offer a sorbet to the audience to these Jeopardy fanatics. We need to offer them
a
palate cleanser. You nailed that one, Hot Dog. That is correct.
Yeah.
Yes. A palate cleanser.
1 for 3. That's Hall of Fame numbers.
No, it's not. 1 for 2 is Hall of Fame numbers, but 1 for 3 I don't think is.
Oh, okay.
So I think personally that the folks at Jeopardy thought if we do like a year or however long it's been of guest hosts, people won't be missing Alex Trebek and will want, a foundation, a strong host that's, okay, he's the guy now. And that's when they'll be able to pull out Mike Richards. Instead of just giving him the gig as soon as Alex Trebek kicked the bucket. What happened was people, I think, smelled a rat. I think people knew the fix was in. They announced all these candidates. If you're going to do that, you need to make sure that you audition people and give people trial gigs that aren't better than Mike Richards. Like if you give people a guest host week and they're better than the guy that you're going to go with, you screwed up. You fucked the whole thing up. And that's what they did.
You gotta sabotage it, is what you're saying. Get
Yes.
the worst hosts.
Yes, just Joe Buck every week. You gotta get unpopular hosts in order
Next
to make
week, Sam Roberts.
Right. Like if you just went Joe Buck, Sam Roberts, Charles Manson, guys like that. You'd be like, oh, thank God Mike Richards is here. So what they did was, I guess Mike Richards, idiot that he is, hosted a podcast for a couple of years. Oh, boy. And I was reading that in 2014, when he was hosting this podcast, he was talking about boobies on it. That's right.
Ooh,
boobies.
Salacious.
And I don't mean like I'm saying boobies because I want to make sure we keep it safe for YouTube. I mean, that's the phrasing that he used. Boobies. Boobies.
That should disqualify him.
Yeah, because I guess there were scandals from his old workplaces. I guess he worked at like The Price is Right, and there was a lawsuit that one of the models brought, and some of the people,
harassment.
Yeah, harassment. And some of the people at Jeopardy had said he had destroyed morale with the staff. But what really did him in was they found all these podcasts. And they found him talking about quote unquote boobies. And I guess somebody emailed his reps going like, would you like to comment on these booby comments that you made? And you know what they did? I don't know why anybody would ever think this was slick. They did not respond to the email, and then they deleted the podcast feed off the internet. And it was like, we already downloaded it. What are you doing? We already
know what you're talking about. What?
Huh? Nope. I
Nope.
never did a podcast. Google it. You won't find it. So one day after Mike Richards was hired, he quit. He quit. And like, dude, here's why I call him a coward. Clearly, this was all designed, in my eyes, from the beginning to be a Mike Richards vehicle. From the beginning. If he had just hung in there, if he had just stuck around, he would have been fine. Like, once the shows started airing, nobody cares that much about Jeopardy in real life.
I care today.
Today.
Next week?
No.
I don't give a shit.
No. Like, the shows don't air for months. They finally come out on TV, and you'd be like, didn't we try to cancel that guy like 2 months ago? You'd be like, did we? For what? I don't remember. I don't know. We've moved on to somebody else. That's the way it would have gone down. He posted this, like, this comment, like this statement saying to stick around would be too distracting to the game. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad. That's like when Cuomo was like, well, I can't stay governor because it would be distracting from work. It would take away from the government. Oh, I'm so glad. Thank you for being selfless in this moment. Not that, you're totally innocent, and if you just stuck around, everything would be fine. No. I am totally innocent, but still, I don't want to distract. Oh, sure. So should we look into whether or not you're innocent? No, please stop looking right now.
Nope.
I've already resigned.
Nope.
No. Yeah, man. If they had just gone with it,
It's a heel move. So when you get that heel heat, all of a sudden you're like, what? No, this isn't what I wanted.
People panic. And they just buckle. And it's like, bro, unless there's skeletons in that guy's closet. And by the way, if they had just given him the gig right after Trebek died, nobody would have researched it at all. You know why they researched Mike Richards? They were pissed about LeVar Burton. They knew he fucked LeVar Burton.
That's all I saw.
Yeah. Yeah, they were pissed that he fucked over LeVar Burton. And so what did they do? They found his podcast. They found his tweets. They found his work issues. They found everything they could to be like, this is the man who's going to host Jeopardy? No, we can't have that. No, certainly not.
It's like you're vetting the Pope or something like that.
I know.
A game show host.
And so you know what they're doing now?
What?
They're going to start bringing in guest hosts. Just totally
wait,
lost.
Hold on. Wait a minute. They have a co-host already.
Can't
she just get it?
No, she doesn't want to do it every day. No. She still is going to host the shows that she was going to host. So like Tournament of Champions and like the specials, TV's Blossom is still going to be the host of those. But in terms of all the other ones, no. They got to find a new host now. It's over, bro.
I mean, what a damn failure.
A filler?
Failure.
No,
don't try to get me, Sam.
I didn't know what you're saying. Failure. Yeah, it really is. Like
Do you go back if you were the guest host before and now they call you?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I've always lived by the philosophy of fool me once, can't fool me again.
Right.
You know, so I'm like, well, who are you trying to give the rub to this time? That you're bringing us all back. Yeah, because now they have to give another sorbet, another palate cleanser. Because it was like, you had a delicious meal, and then you cleansed the palate, and then the second course is coming. But you know what the second course was? Dog shit. It was feces. And so you're like, this is disgusting. And they're like, okay, we made a mistake. And they take away the second course, and now you need another palate cleanser so that you can enjoy the third course that you thought was going to be the second course. That's where we're at now. I kind of feel like on accident, they destroyed the legacy of Jeopardy.
Well, because now Wikipedia is going to read that there were 3. And then they're going to be like, well, what? Who's Mike Richards for 9 days?
That's what I mean. Like, honestly, Jimmy Fallon hosting The Tonight Show, it's like, I mean, good for you, I guess. Like, after the Leno-Conan thing, they destroyed the show. Like, the legacy of The Tonight Show. It was a thing. The Tonight Show was a thing. When Johnny Carson had it, and then he passed it down to Jay Leno. And then Jay Leno had it, and then he passed it down to Conan. And then he decided he'd like to still have it. So he did a show before Conan to torpedo his ratings. And then once his ratings were torpedoed, he said, well, his ratings aren't very good. May I have his show? And NBC was like, yeah, that sounds fine. And they were like, Conan, would you like to move to later at night? And Conan is like, that would be the show that I had before this one. No, I would not like to move later at night. And they were like, okay, well, you could just sit in your house then, thanks. We're going to put Jay Leno on The Tonight Show. Once Jay Leno had a second run, it was like, well, the legacy is destroyed. It's over now. It's over. Like, can you imagine?
Gives to Jimmy Fallon. You're like, well, is Jay Leno just going to? And
yeah.
What's?
Yeah, like
still a possibility.
I wouldn't put it past him. I really wouldn't. But can you imagine after the Conan Jay Leno thing, hearing somebody go like, one day I'd like to host The Tonight Show? It's like, what? It's not even a thing anymore.
No.
I mean, one day I'd like to host the Jay Leno 10 p.m. show, whatever that show was. That's the show I'd like to take over. Yeah, I mean, you know, it didn't help, I guess, that the internet came in and like late night TV shows got destroyed anyway. But like, that's why you got to protect these things. They're so delicate. Everything on TV is very delicate now. Because like you don't have to watch TV. Before, legacies on television were able to be maintained because you had to watch television.
What else is on?
But yeah, it's like Jeopardy is pulling all this bullshit and people are going to be like, fuck it, I'll just watch TikTok. Like, you know, like, what are you going to do? Well, what are you going to do at 7 o'clock? I just scroll through TikTok until Wheel of Fortune comes on. It'll make me feel smarter anyway. You're not removing Pat Sajak, are you? No, we're not that stupid. Okay. All right.
Such a boneheaded decision because everyone's like people who don't care about Jeopardy are like, oh man, who's gonna be the next host? Who's gonna be this? And then,
I mean,
I'm sure he had. I mean, this was his idea. I'm sure I know there's more than one executive producer, but like,
oh yeah, he was like, well, why don't we? And it's because he was a coward about it. I'll bet he was the one that didn't want to take the show over right away. He thought he was being smart.
Yeah,
he thought he was being smart. I'll bet. And then they got him.
But now he's going back to being executive producer, and now there's people that are going, well, no.
You know what I saw? And this is going to be bad for him. He's not going to survive it. He won't survive the executive producership. I'm telling you, he won't survive it because you're right. He was like, okay, I'm going to step down as host. I'm just going to go back to being executive producer. And you know what I saw? This is what they're saying on the internet. It's the most white privilege move of all time. And I went, oh, no.
They pulled out the card.
Yeah, they got him. They got him good. He fucked up and they got him. Dead to rights. He's over. LeVar Burton's going to show up and be like, I can host and executive produce. And they're like, okay, all right.
Okay, all right.
All right, we'll do that.
He just thinks he could walk away from the fire. Look, I gave it back.
Do you think LeVar Burton is behind the accusations of white privilege a little bit?
He tweeted it out.
He didn't know from like a burner account.
Yeah.
Would have been smart. Maybe Joe Buck did it. Maybe Joe Buck started a burner account and he was like, guys, don't you think this is white privilege? Yeah. Okay, goodbye.
Yeah.
like just throwing that first rock and then splitting. Yeah, I don't
feel bad for him.
You don't feel bad for him?
No. It was a dickhead move to begin with, so.
Because it seems like he kind of concocted this whole plan and like, yeah.
Nice little scheme. I don't feel bad for him.
I feel bad for Aaron Rodgers.
Why?
Aaron Rodgers, people really liked him as the Jeopardy host. I mean, I guess he could do another week as guest host, but that seems like a little silly.
I would just be on the phone like, well. Look who's coming back.
I feel like at this point, just put up a Twitter poll. Who do you guys think should be the Jeopardy host? We fucked up. Who do you think should be the Jeopardy host? And whoever wins the Twitter poll, have Joe Buck hire a whole bunch of Russian bots to vote for him.
Keep clicking. We could vote every day.
Yeah. Buck click. Hashtag Buck click. Yeah, hashtag Buck click. I'm in the Buck click gang. Hashtag Buck click. Yeah.
Hey, thanks for the poll. We're just gonna go with executive producer Sam Roberts on this one.
Hi guys. Hi. I didn't expect it.
Wow. Oh my God.
This is so. I mean, and here's the thing about me. Before I was executive producer, I was a fan. So this is so great. Why does Jeopardy need an executive producer anyway? Like, don't they
someone to look up questions?
Yeah, don't they just need a question guy? Like, what is the job of executive producer? Here's what you do on Jeopardy. Watch the tape from yesterday's show and do that show, except with new questions. Like, they've been doing it long enough. If I were Alex Trebek, they'd be like, look, Alex, we're gonna get a new executive producer. I'd be like, why don't you just give me the money? Don't hire an executive, just give me the money. And they're like, do you have any ideas for the show? Yeah, do the show exactly the same every single day. You write the questions.
Grab some old questions.
Whatever. Yeah. They made a Jeopardy board game. Use those questions. All right. But I get the money. Like, Yeah. Yeah, what does the executive producer of Jeopardy even do? What color are you thinking? Blue, I guess?
Schemes.
I think probably
just
blue.
Just hangs out in the back and just schemes.
Yeah.
So it's his turn.
Like, I get what the executive producer of, like, Family Feud does. The executive producer of Family Feud sits there and tries to think of creative reasons for penis to be on the board so that Steve Harvey can react to it. Penis? Oh, my God. Yeah, that's the EP of Family Feud. I understand that. The Wheel of Fortune EP, like, he's got to make sure that the wheel spins right. Like, he's got to keep that wheel oiled.
Make sure the wheel is rigged.
Yeah. I mean, maybe the one executive producer move that a Jeopardy EP ever did was go like, what if we use video screens instead of turning boxes? And I'm like, oh, that's a great idea. We do have the
Genius.
technology.
You just earned your keep for another 10 years.
Except guess what? Once you got the video screens, you don't even need them to worry about the boxes spinning anymore. So it's like robots could do it. There's a Jeopardy app. Just questions just pop up. I don't know, man. It's weird. But yeah,
Get Trump. One of the comments says,
get Trump to host?
Get Trump to guest host.
He'd be good. He'd be good. No.
Fake news.
Except nobody would trust him. Nobody would trust any of the answers that he was coming. You're wrong. No, I don't think I'm wrong. Well, you are. Believe me. Believe me. Oh, I love it. I love it. If you're watching now, you want to super chat in. Some people think I'm trolling, talking about Jeopardy right now after everything we just saw on television. But we talked about wrestling in the beginning of the show. This isn't a wrestling show. What can I tell you?
Yeah.
You know? I'll tell you who has gone against their roots. And I don't go against my roots. I just have different shows, you know? We do certain I mean, I really kind of talk about wrestling on all the shows. But it's a big part of my life. Sam Roberts Now, I talk about the things that I'm thinking about. The topics of the day. If wrestling's the topic of the day, it'll come up. Jim and Sam, topics of the day. And, you know, fun conversations with my friend Jim Norton and other comedians. Notsam Wrestling, talk about exclusively wrestling. But I try to not present myself as something that I am not. I try to not present my shows as something that they are not. I'll tell you who isn't doing that anymore, though. OnlyFans sold out. Can you believe what OnlyFans?
Corporate fucks.
OnlyFans makes the announcement this week after all the money that they made. This is why it drives me crazy. OnlyFans made so much more money in the last year and a half than they ever have because of COVID. Do you know how many women were like, oh, people would just sign up for this? And it's like, yeah, everybody, like so many people made thousands and thousands of dollars because they were like, oh, I could take some pictures and only the subscribers will see it. Yeah, okay, all right, I'll do it.
And they didn't report that shit to the IRS.
Well, I don't know if they reported to the IRS or not. I would hope that they reported it, but I don't know. I don't have an OnlyFans account. You got an OnlyFans, hot dog? You want to plug?
I was gonna open one, but it's too late now. I lost. I lost.
Yeah, because the stuff you were gonna do, you're not gonna be able to do anymore, right?
No, explicit.
Yeah.
Hardcore.
You were gonna start a career in hardcore pornography, yes?
Now where do I go?
You can't. Yeah.
Unless you start up another show for me.
I was thinking about starting a company that did the exact same thing as OnlyFans, except nothing. Like literally the exact same thing as OnlyFans, because OnlyFans isn't doing the thing that OnlyFans does anymore. So like, what are we gonna do here? The announcement that they made was, I think it's starting in October, is that they're going a little more mainstream and they'll still allow nudity. Hot dog. So if you're just posting tasteful nudes, you can still start your page.
Don't be tasteful.
But yeah, that's the problem. No sexually explicit content that they'll define in their terms. So yeah, hot dog, you and that cucumber don't have a place on OnlyFans anymore. I'm sorry to say.
Damn.
You're going to have to find a new website. And they say it's because credit card companies. I guess credit card companies are being a lot pickier. You know, they're not like they're worried about the evil side of the internet and pornography. They're worried about all the sex trafficking and all that stuff that happens, and so they don't want to be associated with that at all. So that's why like Pornhub had to change to like in order to upload to Pornhub, you had to be verified and all that stuff. There was a whole sensation behind it.
It kills half the pleasure of it. You want to see some amateur stuff. You don't want to see
no, I mean,
verified.
Hot dog, it makes it exceptionally safer for women.
Sure, but it's easy. They went the easy route. Why not just have some people who go through the videos and filter things out? Let's get rid of all the unverified pages.
You're mad at what Pornhub did to protect the people who are being trafficked? No, the Pornhub thing actually made sense. It was like, okay, that way we know that the people uploading content are reputable companies.
I said I'm taking my business elsewhere.
Oh my God, you're a weird guy, man. It's a weird stand to make. No, I didn't feel that way at all. I felt like, okay, that's probably for the best. I didn't even realize this shit was sneaking onto these websites. I was horrified by it.
I've never seen them
that you know of. I mean, maybe they don't do it in the hentai genre.
I'm not in there, bruv.
Yeah, right. So, but that's the whole thing, right? Is that on OnlyFans, people have the power to do what they want, to control their own content. They don't have to deal with creepy producers, creepy directors. They don't have to deal with anybody that they don't want to deal with. They have the ability to create their own content, and now that's being taken away from them. Personally, I don't think it's the credit cards being accepted. Personally, I think that they're trying to go mainstream. I think they're trying to get investor money. They're trying to get those big checks from the investors. And, porn companies don't get investor money. It's not enough that they're taking a cut of the millions of people that are signed up to different OnlyFans pages. I think they're trying to get a cut I think they're trying to get in on this investor money scene. And so in order to do that, they got to take their thing mainstream. But, I don't know, man. This feels very Coke 2 to me. This is like this is what your entire thing. This is what your business plan is. This is what you're based upon. And so you're going to turn around and be like, no, we don't really do that anymore. We're actually mainstream. No, we don't. Nothing sexually explicit. It's like, well, then why wouldn't I? Everything that's not sexually explicit is just free anyway. Well, what do you?
We're an entertainment company.
Oh, I see what you're doing there. You think you're cute? You think you're cute, hot dog?
I know I'm sexy.
You're no one's boy toy, that's for sure. But it's just like I don't know, man. For OnlyFans to decide, okay, the stuff that took us to the dance, we're not even doing it anymore. Go find someplace else. I don't see it as something that's going to be successful.
Another boneheaded executive producer decision.
It really is. It really is. They're sitting there going like, they're sitting there looking at other people's plates. That's what they're doing. That's what all these people do. They sit there and they look at other people's plates. They're not sitting there and looking at the fact that they created a dinner from scratch. They started with an empty plate and they got some ingredients and they concocted an amazing meal that didn't exist before. This is a lesson in life. They created this thing, delicious meal that did not exist before they put the ingredients together. But then they looked over at somebody else's plate and they were like, well, their steak looks good. Why don't we just make steak like them? And it's like, but you did this over here. Like, you created this thing. Maybe it's not the same as theirs. Maybe there's costs more. But this is yours. This is this thing you created.
It's what got you to the dance.
That's what I'm saying. You're Jordan playing baseball now.
They've obviously expanded a bunch throughout the years.
Okay.
Or exploded in the last couple of years. Especially they brought in some new
during COVID.
Especially and especially the people using it. But they brought in people, we're expanding, let's get some new execs. And those new execs had to come and put their hands on, how can we change this up? How can I make this mine?
Right.
I got a bright idea. Let's tear this whole shit down.
No more porno. What about that? No more porn. It's like, isn't this kind of just a porno website? No, not anymore. Like, where's Mary Jean going to go? Where's your girl Mary Jean going to go, hot dog?
Struggling. She's going to be on the streets come October.
I mean, she'll probably still be on Camp Soda. I mean, I guess there's still other sites, but it's just like, it's just insane. And you're like, wow, you could just go off and let's give the power back to the production companies. Let's not let you create this content of your own free will inside your own home. Like, let's not do that anymore. Oh, okay, cool.
Is
thanks.
is there any? I mean, it's obvious to everyone that they're going to lose like a fan base, but is there any fan base coming in because of this at all?
Well, like, I mean, I feel like people could use it the way they use Patreon, but there's already Patreon. So, like,
Right.
Like, would you sign up to a podcast that's like, you get a bonus episode on my OnlyFans? I'd be like, that sounds creepy. Right? Like, I don't know what you're trying to trick me into there, but no, thank you. I don't need the bonus episode that bad. 30 is Patreon. That's what I'm saying. Patreon is the other dish. They're like looking over at Patreon going, everybody thinks that they're so great. Maybe Patreon's getting that investor money because they don't have penetration. But your whole company is penetration. It's OnlyFans is a penetration company, Hot Dog.
We just gotta get these stuck up credit card companies to accept that
don't think
penetration is mainstream.
There are credit card companies that will accept payment for penetration. I think so.
I've used my credit card at a penetration spot
To get penetrated?
to do the penetrating.
You have hired a prostitute with a credit card?
Yeah, it took some time. My the company was asking, they kind of blocked it, and you have to do that thing where you get to go, is this you? And you go like 1 for yes, that's me.
Where'd you get a prostitute with a credit card?
Dominican Republic.
Was it your cousin?
Was it my cousin?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't my cousin Sam.
Okay, you said you
No
had a...
primo no se priman.
Oh, all right. I didn't know. I didn't know you used a credit card to get your your
My
prostitute.
dick wet.
Yeah.
That's right.
You didn't think just go to an ATM, maybe pay with cash, it'll be a little safer?
That's shady.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. You don't want to put your card in an ATM machine in the DR.
No, you're right. You're right. Did they steal any money from you?
I mean, like the service, yeah, I would say so, but not actually.
Oh, you're saying that you weren't all the goods weren't delivered the way they were described?
Right.
I
Yeah.
see.
I was robbed. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
You can say that.
Yeah, but you were robbed, but you didn't pay any more than you agreed to.
Right.
I see. I understand. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Well, speaking of getting robbed, let's see if we can rob some of these not Samsonites, huh? You know that. Let's pick them up by their ankles, shake them down for every last nickel in their pocket. You want me to say your name? Give me some money.
9 likes, but let's boost that sucker up. Or leave it there. I don't know. Whatever you do.
Well, if it goes up by 1, it better go up by a lot more than 1. I mean, if we leave it at 69 likes, that's kind of cool. But if one of you hits like, the rest of you better hit like, because I won't have it otherwise. Let's get in there. Yeah, I mean, people are bringing up like Cash App and Venmo and all that stuff instead of putting your credit card in, Hot Dog.
I'm banned from the Cash App.
Why?
They think I was like selling drugs or something.
Were you?
No.
So then how could they ban you?
I didn't try to fight it. I was like, fine, whatever. I'll go to take my services somewhere else.
Venmo?
Yes. Venmo allows drug transactions.
So many questions. Okay. We got a whole bunch more likes. So keep hitting like, keep hitting like, keep hitting like. Let's go to it. Not Sam Lehman, first super chat of the evening. Punk's back. Best time to be a wrestling fan. And we got GCW tonight. Oh, I forgot about GCW tonight.
GCW Universe is on fire.
I wonder if I got time to hit up my Connect to get a code ski to get that old brother rate on the GCW pay-per-view.
Flex.
Yeah, they're in Vegas tonight. Zack Ryder's there. I wonder if Nick Gage is there. I don't know. Bryce Easter, I think. Sam, how dare you go live against the Punk return? I love you. We were not live during the Punk return. That's my understanding anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm not paying attention to it.
Yeah, I was paying. Yeah, I was sitting there. I was rewatching the
Bar Rescue.
Bar Rescue. Hey, do you think Montez Ford lost his wrestling gear on a plane? Did you see his match on SmackDown?
Oh, he switched up his gear. That's probably what happened. Yeah, that's a good theory.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't switch up his gear. He was wearing chalk line shorts.
Oh,
Those are I could buy those shorts he was wearing.
Oh yeah, he definitely lost his gear.
Yeah, he was wearing chalk line shorts and some sneakers. Yeah. Yeah, like I could buy those exact shorts from Chalkline. Connecting people through wrestling. Thanks for all the good vibes you bring. Aloha. Aloha to you, connecting people. Zatoichi's cane sword. Hot dog sounds like the Ropers theme song. Womp, 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 womp. Not Sam's Grim Reaper. The AEW shop site crashed to get Punk shirts. It's because they got a whack-ass website.
I wasn't there, so I couldn't get a shirt.
I mean, I didn't even know he was returning.
Yeah.
I can't imagine knowing somebody there and texting him frantically, trying to get him to get me a shirt. I definitely didn't do that.
Nope.
Large. Size large. Rob Thompson. Good evening, Sam and Hot Dog. The OnlyFans story is such a head-scratcher. Seems like a good way for Karen Feehan to show the skin and get paid. She does do that. But she also got that hustler check. So there's multiple ways now. Ellie Munoz, F, marry, kill, take to Japan, wait at the train station all night for. Okay, all right. So here are your options, Hot Dog. F, marry, kill, take to Japan, wait at the train station all night for. Ready?
Okay. Yeah.
Angie, Mary Jean, AJ Poopy Shits, Ian Fidance, Lil Nas X.
Let's see. Kill. I already said kill Angie. We're taking Lil Nas X to Japan.
Okay.
We are. Am I leaving someone at the train station or picking somebody up at the train station?
No, you're waiting at the train station all night for them. I would imagine that you're sitting at the train station thinking that they're going to join you on the train, but they're hooking up with somebody else instead.
I would. There's so many. I would wait at the train station for Ian. Sure.
Okay.
Fuck Mary Jean. We got AJ and we got who else?
I think you're just left with Mary AJ Poopy Shits.
I guess I'm marrying AJ.
Yeah, you're sitting there doing the math. Like, I feel like somewhere along the road I made a mistake. Rob Thompson, wait, Sam, you didn't get access for the off-white dunks today? I copped. Kind of figured you'd get that. No, I didn't get access for the off-white dunks today. I'm going to check again. But no, I didn't get access, and I'm really tired of this because you know who got access? Jim McClure.
What?
Yeah, Jim
He's
McClure.
a sneakerhead?
Kind of. I mean, he's like a size 12 or something like that. So, but.
Oh, it's easier for him then, right?
Yeah, but they make less pairs too, so I don't know. But he got off-white dunks because he got special access. I wasn't happy about it. Not Sam Flag Dirt. In dumb cities, Wheel of Fortune is first. My wife is from York, Pennsylvania, and it's on at 7. It's a profoundly dumb city. Yeah, that sounds about right. They're like, I'm not sitting through Jeopardy. I'm not sitting through
Get this shit.
Yeah, this bullshit, this highfalutin nonsense to watch my show.
Ivy League bullshit.
Connecting people through wrestling. Wheel of Fortune is great for people learning English. Yes, that's true. They learn pop culture and phrases. People who have just moved here said that the show has helped. That I can see.
I read that on Twitter today.
Yeah. Okay, I see this. Okay. Bob Shafty 1. Would Unforgiven remade as a horror film work? I think so.
Amber Alert.
Oh boy, I got it.
There you go. Amber Alert's going off.
Oh boy, what we got?
We got a flood coming.
Oh, it's not an Amber Alert for a flood.
I didn't look at it. I thought it was an Amber Alert, and now it was a flood.
A storm surge warning is in effect for this area.
Shit. Hunker down.
For the danger of life-threatening flooding. This warning is issued up to 36 hours before hazardous conditions begin. Yeah, I think we're supposed to get some bad storms. I think tomorrow night. I hope tomorrow night because I'm flying in the afternoon.
Nice.
Ellie
Which city?
Moon. Huh?
Which city?
Orlando.
Oh,
yeah.
Cool.
Takeover on Sunday.
Nice.
Ellie Munoz. Fez was hung like a Christmas donkey. Ellie Munoz. Hot dog is hung like a Kwanzaa llama. Llamas
Is that good?
I think so. I think it's really good, actually.
Do llamas have big dicks?
Yeah, huge. Real big. Not Sam Lehman. I'm on the Buck train now. Full steam ahead. Also, not Sam Lehman. Hot Dog's OnlyFans page would just be a blank page. Unfortunately for him, he is impotent.
This never happens to me.
Steve Corton says CM Punk, CM Punk, CM Punk, CM Punk. Yeah. Do you think those chants will get better or worse now?
For which company? I feel like one of them's got their taste. The other one's probably going to be like, we want that.
I think short term, worse. Long term, it'll go away.
Yeah.
You know. Bo Shafty, Sammy Extortion Muffins. I got your $2 though. Nick S, Sammy Trend Muffins. Thank you. Ellie Munoz, Sam. Were you there when Jim went to get LeVar Burton's autograph and he was like, "Not right now. I'm on a mission." Describe in great detail. I was. And Hori came. Thank you for the super chat. I was at Comic-Con. LeVar Burton. We were at a William Shatner talk for a website called myouterspace.com. I don't think the website is still working, unfortunately. But, you know, they were trying to get, like, Star Trek people involved. They probably paid William Shatner a boatload. And LeVar Burton showed up. He was, like, in the audience at first. And, you know, I was sitting there with the camera, and Jim was like, "Oh, I got to go get a photo with LeVar Burton." I was like, okay. And so he went, and he was like, LeVar Burton, hey, man, could I get a photo? And LeVar Burton was like, "In a moment. First, let me complete this mission." And we were like, ugh. So LeVar Burton walked to the stage to try to get William Shatner's attention. And he was literally like standing at the stage, waving at the stage, at the front of it. And William Shatner just avoided eye contact with him. So then LeVar Burton had to go back into the green room. And we had like all access passes, you know, so we also went into the green room. And we saw LeVar Burton talking to these two girls. And then he took a picture with the two girls. And Norton and me walked up to him. And we were like, "Oh, can I get one too?" And he looked and he saw Norton and he was so angry. Because it was like, what's he going to say now? No. But he got the photo, though. He got the photo. Great. And Hori Kame says he's edging. Well, good. Good. All right, guys. I appreciate y'all. I'll talk to you soon. What was our new? Oh, Hot Dog. We don't do the 5 styluses anymore. We have a new outro. I'm gonna cheers with you later. You know what that's from?
I don't like it.
I'll give you a hint. You cut the clip.
Oh.
F-Boy Island?
Yeah.
I'm going to cheers with you later. That's our new outro.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I'm going to cheers with you later. It's my favorite. All right, guys. Appreciate you all. Have a good one. Don't forget, tomorrow on Peacock, your Peacock boy, B-O-I, yeah. Peacock boy right here. Tomorrow, the Ultimate SummerSlam show goes up on Peacock, where we're fantasy booking SummerSlam. I was a real dick on that one, too.
They were like you. Not even there?
They're not going to like me on that one. Because at one point, they were like, we had I think 4 minutes left in the segment. Mm-hmm. And they were like there was 4 guys left. And 1 match to fill. And then, Matt Camp goes, "Well, they're telling me in my ear that we can do an additional match." And I'm like, "No, we're not doing an additional match." And it's like, "Well, we can." And then I said, on camera while we were doing the show, I was like, "Okay, cool. Yeah, why don't we add an additional match and then we'll just sit here for 4 minutes quietly."
I hope they keep that.
I do too. So check that out tomorrow, Ultimate SummerSlam. And then on Sunday night on Peacock, I'll be hosting the NXT TakeOver 36 pre-show. And then in between those two things, if you're looking for more Sam content on Peacock, you could search Notsam Wrestling or just search Notsam on Peacock. The entire season of Notsam Wrestling will come up. Me and your boy Hot Dog talking wrestling on Peacock. It's all there. I'm going to cheers with you later. See you around.